The Chicago Bulls are now on a 3-game winning streak, coming a long way from losing to these mid teams. But hey, one man we got to talk about, the man on a mission, Matis Buzelis. What's fueling the Chicago Bulls 3-game winning streak? We got to talk about it, break it all down. But you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. So if you're tuned in, ready to talk Bulls basketball, we ain't got no headache today. We must be feeling real good. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. And happy holidays to you all out there, man. It's a perfect time to get with your family and just go ahead and celebrate the moment. Let's go ahead and live in the moment. Let's not talk about the what ifs or focus on anything in the future. You can focus on that after you enjoy the holidays with your family. But let's talk about one of the family members that's been giving us a headache over the last few weeks. And that is the Chicago Bulls, who are now providing us with some excitement right before Christmas. Hey, what a time to be alive, because the Chicago Bears clinched the playoff spot as well. If you are a Bears fan listening, and a special shout out to those members and a couple of those family members that went out there and popped up at the Wind Creek Casino this past weekend to see the Bears beat the Packers. I seen y'all in the building. We shook hands, we dapped each other up, and man, appreciate y'all for sliding and supporting. But hey, now we got to talk about Matis Buzelis. Matis Buzelis over the last 2 games has looked really, really impressive. Really, really impressive. At one point, I was talking to C-Dub on the post game, and some of y'all were there and y'all were listening. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on with my man's Matis Buzelis? Since then, Matis Buzelis, somebody must have sent him a clip or something, because Matis Buzelis, he been on a tear, bro. In the last 3 games, Matis Buzelis is averaging 20 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, shooting 66% from the field. And yesterday, after lighting up the Atlanta Hawks after they got that victory, he's averaging 50% from the 3-point line. His last 3 games, total points, 9 points, 24, and 28. I love it, because he was the leading scorer yesterday. In the game prior, in that last game that we faced in the back-to-back versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, he had 24 points, and he getting comfortable out there. He's looking like a guy that we really he looking like the guy that we expect him to look like, because we know the guy is talented. We know the guy can bring a lot to the Chicago Bulls offensively and defensively. And what's very, very impressive, that it's just coming within the flow of the offense. You even see him bringing the ball up and getting busy. You see him on the defensive end. You know, at least once a game, he's going to go ahead and slam it down and have C-Dub losing his mind. Rest in peace to the microphones that C-Dubs has. Y'all already know those things be struggling on a year-to-year basis, and he might be in time. It might be time to go ahead and re-up on another one so he can add on to that. That place where those microphones go when C-Dub puts him out of commission. But I like what Matis Buzelis has been doing over the last 3 games. Again, in that first Cavs game, only 9 points, but he was a little bit more aggressive and then started to pick it up. I'm not one of those ones that's going to go out there and say that Matis Buzelis is just about to continue to put up 24 and 28 or hell, even 30-point game. But I love the activity and hope that he can remain within this range of 16 to 20 points over the course of the rest of the season, because as a guy that came in and wanted to be most improved players, these type of performances over the last 2 games is what starts to get the recognition. And he has been a major part of the winning. It's not like he's doing this and the Chicago Bulls are losing. That's what we was doing last 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Now we back in the win column, etching up closer to 500. And that's something that we all asked for. We came in, I was grilling, talking about this ain't a reality show. We don't give a damn about Love Island, Bad Girls Club, none of that. Play basketball. Let's hoop. And I think that some of the other pieces around Montes Buzelis and the Chicago Bulls are starting to come into within their own and understand the terms of what it is. I will go out there and say I'm not going to be one of the guys to say that we're absolutely now back in the reins of making it to the playoffs. No, I still want to see more out of my Chicago Bulls, but I'm going to live in a moment and say over the last 3 games, they've been playing really good basketball. I'm not going to take anything away from them. One thing that's very, very apparent to all of us is that Kobe White is getting more comfortable being back with the Chicago Bulls. They struggled a little bit when he returned, and that was probably due to because he was playing a game and then off a game and then playing a game and then off a game and then, so that back and forth was kind of probably messing up how he can get in rhythm, but he's been playing really, really well. I think he had 21 points last night himself. And Josh Giddey, man, Josh Giddey has those moments to where you be like, bro, why did you make that pass? Bro, why did you not slide your feet? Bro, why did you do this? But then there's some moments to be like, Josh Giddey with a beautiful pass. Josh Giddey getting downhill. Josh Giddey with another rebound. Josh Giddey got another triple-double. Those are those moments that we have to deal with when we talk about Josh Giddey. But nothing short of spectacular over the last 3 games with him just going out there and balling and stuffing a stat sheet like a turkey on Thanksgiving. We in a holiday season, y'all. We in a holiday season. If you ain't like the analogy, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just keeping it real with you. But at the end of the day, the Chicago Bulls right now are playing at a faster pace than what they played at in November. In November, the Chicago Bulls were playing at a pace of 104. Over the course of the last 3 games, that pace is going up to a 107.5. And that as a team, they're averaging 138 points, averaging 11 steals, 44 rebounds, shooting 55% from the field and 41% from the 3 over the last 3 games. How sustainable is it? I don't know. But does it give you a reason to believe that these guys could start stacking some wins up, even if they drop a game here and there? Yes. I believe that this is the formula. Get back to what you know and get back to what you do best. That's how I look at it. Go out there and be your best selves. Put your best foot forward. Don't go out there and play lackadaisical basketball because then that'll have me saying, be better, bro. Be better, bro. And they don't really want that. Everybody loves to hear dubs from C-Dub. So that's what we want to hear on each and every night. Obviously, you can't win all of them. So there will be some be better, bros. But at the end of the day, we want the dubs from C-Dub to outweigh the be better, bro. Because this is what's fun. This is what energizes us Chicago Bulls fans. This is what brings Chicago closer. When the city is humming with winning from our teams. The Bears are winning. The Bulls are now on a 3-game winning streak. The Chicago White Sox just signed one of the top prospects out there, according to my man's Kev from Chicago White Sox Central. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get the sky in order so we can support our ladies out there in the women basketball. We're trying to make sure them Cubs be good. I know there's a dynamic between some people said the Cubs and the Sox can't correlate. Hey, I'm a Chicago fan through and through, and I'm not really an avid baseball watcher, so I'm going for both teams. Call me a hater, call me an op. I don't give a damn. I don't really watch the sport. So whoever is winning, I'm going to say, hey, go whoever. It is what it is. Got to chalk it up to the game. I'm all for seeing my city win. That's just how I am. It is what it is. But, hey, one of the most important things I think that we've watched over the course of these last 3 games is the double big lineup. The double big lineup is something that I've been calling for. The double big lineup is something that grabbed my attention when it first hit the floor for the Chicago Bulls. And I'm like, bro, let's see more of that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's better for guys like Isaac Okoro. I think it's better for guys like Montes Buzelis, who after the last time we faced the Cavs came out and said, hey, I feel more comfortable being playing as a 3. But whatever Billy Donovan is going to, have us do, I just got to go out there and do it. But I think that when you go out there and play the double big lineup, and I got to give credit where credit is due, Nikola Vucevic asked to play next to Jalen Smith. According to some reports, Nikola Vucevic asked Billy Donovan to play with Jalen Smith at the same time on the basketball court. So you got to give some love to Nikola Vucevic in that regard. Regardless of how we feel about him, That is what is helping the Chicago Bulls right now, giving them some opportunities. Zach Collins coming back to this team has helped the Chicago Bulls. Jalen Smith has taken minutes away from Julian Phillips and Dalen Terry. But hey, look, I like the guys, but at the end of the day, I want to win basketball games, bro. I want to win basketball games. So it's not about who you like or who you love or who you don't. It is what it is. Can they contribute to winning? Is what's the most important thing. I want to win. I want to stack wins. I want to give ourselves the best chance each and every night to win basketball games. The biggest thing that's we're gonna have to see is when teams adjust. And what that adjustment may look like, maybe a smaller lineup, but I think the Chicago Bulls can compete with a smaller lineup with your double big lineup. Because sometimes those teams can pretty much per se outrun you or spread the floor so much. But I also think that with guys that are able to space the floor with these double big lineups, like a Nikola Vucevic, like a Jalen Smith, like a Zach Collins, they can space the floor themselves and then clean up on the glass if you decide to go smaller. So I think that you have to pick your poison, but it's still something that could be utilized if a team goes out there and adjusts. I just think that the Chicago Bulls, sometimes you got to impose your will. Because I remember vividly, everybody around the NBA a couple years ago wanted to go small to compete with the Golden State Warriors, and they struggled. They struggled to try to emulate the Golden State Warriors. And nowadays we see those same Golden State Warriors, a little older, a lot different. No more Klay Thompson on the team, but they struggle against bigger teams now. You know what I mean? So it's pick your poison. Coaching matters. So Billy Donovan got to go out there and do his damn job. But at the end of the day, these double big lineups have been doing well for the Chicago Bulls. And last night game, Jalen Smith, Zach Collins, Nikola Vucevic accounted for 26 points and 17 rebounds as a group versus the Cavs in their last matchup, 42 points and 22 rebounds. In that first matchup versus the Cavs, 34 points, 20 rebounds. So you're getting a point production, and then you're getting a high number of rebounds from those guys, and that is very, very positive. And that is not taking into account the rebounds that the others are going to get. What about when Josh Giddey goes out there and gets you 8 rebounds or 7 rebounds or 9 rebounds? What about Monty Buzelis adding on his 3 rebounds or the others that are going to go out there and get rebounds for the Chicago Bulls? Those things start to add up. Those things start to become conducive to winning. Those things help the Chicago Bulls be a better basketball team. So I'm happy for these guys, but at the end of the day, the job is not done. We still got a long way to go before we can see if we're in the playoffs. We still got a lot of work to do to climb ourselves back up to 500. Can we do it? We can, but will we? We'll see. That's just how we have to draw it up and how we have to play it. But at the end of the day, Monty Buzelis is a man on a mission. And that, guys, ladies, is what's fueling this 3-game winning streak for the Chicago Bulls. And hopefully we can see this thing get extended. Or if they drop one, we can start another one right away instead of dropping the winning streak and going on a terrible losing streak. Let's see how these guys respond against some adversity. They're going against the Atlanta Hawks again tomorrow night. We'll see what happens right before we hit Christmas. Can't wait, y'all. But hey, that is it for me today, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always see red. And y'all already know we're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
Cognac. Gang.